Okay, here we are. That's still not working. Here. Now we get some. Okay, so Evoker Knight. Finally rolled up the Evoker. Hi, Rajul. Yeah, I somehow derped out to configure the right input there. It's been a long day. It's been a really long day. Hi, Hjoran. So I finally got this thing going. It's wonderful, and it gives me a triple choice of classes to grind with. So I've been busy lately, so I managed to grind up this wonderful costume for my astrologer by grinding a little bit of resources and a complete goblet of trials and such fancy things. And I decided to finally come up with the Evoker because I want to get hands down with the magic of this game. Hey Cognito, welcome. Nice to see you, man. So we're going to go the usual way, check out the perks, check out the creatures, build something up, and drive around with it as long as I can keep my eyes open. Now, let's go. Arcane Fortitude. My creatures take less damage for each non-ethereal spell gem they have that does not belong to their own class. Okay, cross-classing is a thing. Arcane Power. My creatures deal more damage for each non-ethereal spell gem they have that does not belong to their own class. Okay. Building Rainbow is a good thing. My creatures' spells that are cast in the same turn deal more damage than last. So multicast rewards. Okay. My creatures can equip spell chaos, death. Yes, okay. We cast one more time each time. My creature's extra casts no longer consume additional charges. My creatures can equip extra spell gems. Yum. Life spells, of course. We can have a chance to cast spells an additional time, repeatedly until it fails. 25%. Neat. Nature spells. My creatures are immune to silence. Nice. Sorcery spells. Stats are more affected. Spells heal more. Spells deal more damage. Spells have additional charges. Well, it's pretty straightforward, honestly. Appreciate that. So ideally, I want to have a gem from every color on every creature, because we can get a damage reduction of up to 90% running with that. Jeez, that's a lot. Alright. And extra damage of... as long as I can stack. Maybe even unicorns. Yeah, let's see if they fit. So... that's multicast bonus. Holy. That's 50% more damage per cascade hit. Nice. Pretty nice. Echo. We can equip 5 additional spell gems. You never tried this class? Well, me neither, but I always wanted to give this a test drive for the first full spellcaster class I go for. So, chain gun spells. 100% more stat in effects. Jeez, that's a lot. Oh, we can hold the button. Cool. Oh no. One more. That needs to go up until 100. Spells can be pretty OP even without specializing on them. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go that way. I was grinding like a lot with the astrologer lately, and I want to spend some resources now. Oh my god, yet another one. But 100% more damage flat out off the board. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna have some cool stuff running tonight. If I ever manage to get those points down. Oh, good lord. It's just 5 this time. Okay, so that's been dealt with. Now, let's check out which kind of creatures we already have, which are good in this kind of scenario. I mean, I see a high chance of us already owning something that's pretty cool with that. Automaton. Well, no. We need spellcasters. I don't have too many spellcasters yet, but let's see. Diabolics for sure not. My creatures start battles with Arcane. After my creatures gain a buff, they gain attack and intelligence. Well, probably, but not quite. Well, the Necromancer is fun. I really like that class too. My Grimoires cast 1 additional time. My creatures have 20%. No. My creatures start battles with Arcane, and well, that's also not really something we need here. It's specialized for other classes, you know. No. Maniacs, definitely not the right roster. Ooh, we have a Mimic left over. Cool. 30 int per turn. Yeah, something like that sounds solid, because there's no innate boost chain going on with these creatures on their own. Like a Water Priest sounds like a solid choice, maybe. And he is even statted into intelligence. But let's see. I don't want to... I know that he's here and I won't summon another one. Let's do it like that. I really want to discover something which does hammer out the main DD. So, well, that Unicorn Vivifier is such an all-rounder, and it's even level 666. Cheers to that Unicorn. So, the whites utilize dying. So, nobody nope. While the Unicorn is just a... I don't know. I feel like I'm overusing the unit, but it's just such a good one. Can't change anything about that. So, let's see. We need something that's spec'd into spellcasting more directly. My creatures cast spells 1 additional times, but they are 30% less potent. Well, since we're that much about cascading things, 30% more less potency is actually not really a problem, because we do have a 50% increase per cascade hit, so definitely, yeah. We're going to pick that snake up. There's if I got the numbers right, it's a no-brainer and an automatic gain. Unless I have forgotten something, but I think no. How are you on spell gems? Do you have a way to not use charges? Well, I do either use the grimoires, or let's see, I want to see if I can put up some critters which help me with that. I mean, I do have insane stockpiles of resources which I'm ready to use. I've got lots of trait gems, and we're going to see how we get that thing rolling. Cascades don't use gems exactly. The primary casts don't use them. We need Arcane. We need either arcane or some other solution. Let's see. But the Amphisbana is a good start into the fun. So the Apis don't sound like something I want to have. The Apocalypses are also not too interesting. Arachnolisks, Poison or Snare, no thanks. Azura, critical hits, no. Automaton. I think it was limited to spells that change stats. I need to check that out. Your creature's spells affect stats more. Okay, so that doesn't change anything about the traits. Just wanted to check that out. I'm using a Salamander in my current team. Makes a creature's cast a random spell when defending or provoking. Fun. At the start of battle, this creature gains magic missile. When this creature casts the spell, it casts 3 additional times. I'm considering it. I mean, we're that much about cascading stuff. I heard you on that, Razul. We're going to check out if I find something which is... I want to either use that or see if I can find some better. But it was I only know one that's gaining 15% in each turn. But we're going to see. Or you paste me which creatures you're talking about. Automatons, they are debuffing enemies. Automatons are all about lowering enemies' stats. So, do I want to bring up this Banshee? I mean, let's, well... The Banshees look quite tasty in that whole regard. Okay. So basically all of these Banshees would synergize with the Evoker class pretty nice. Well, I do know of Priests which increase everybody's intelligence by 15% per turn. That's something we could use. I think I will do that. Like, I already got an idea. The Amphisbana is exactly what I'm going to use. So this way we have a usage for the Water Priest here. So it increases your other creature's intelligence by 15% off this creature's intelligence. So we're going to combine that with the Amphisbana, and then we have a decent backline supporter who's constantly buffing the team and giving us extra spell casts. I think that's a good start into the team compo. Nothing wrong with that. Okay then, let's keep digging. Well... I think I made a mistake. You think I made a mistake? Care to explain? I'm open for that. Oh, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, Hyorin. We're going to level up that critter later anyways, but I wanted to do that when I have the whole team together, so... The really important thing is that you look which kind of character traits you wanted to have, and I checked out that I kept that one with the intelligence preference. Creates a high-level monster with the average stats of those two monsters. Well, as far as I've seen, it just averages out the levels of those, and that's all as I know. And then you are... So, I don't know, I was using it always like that, and I always was living under the impression that all it does is that it equalizes the experiences towards each other, so... Well, let's see. That idea is quite nice, Rajul. Let's see, maybe we can either fix that later, or I have a trade gem to use that. I always lived under the impression that the stats are not really getting touched by that. People be very adamant on... I've seen people be very adamant on this topic. Well, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. Maybe I am underestimating something there. I mean, wouldn't be too surprised if there was something about that, but... Well, let's keep it like that for now. I wonder if it was like that in some older versions, you know? So I wanted to see artifacts, materials here. Sigil of the Banshee. If all the creatures in my party are Banshees, the enemies are always scorned. Well, that's not really too appealing to... Just wanted to check out if there's some really cool thing. So, Rajul, if you don't mind to check out which creature buffs itself by 30% in per turn, I'd be really grateful. Well... It's really hard to determine it, because you would need to actually create 2 times the same scenario, which is kind of hard with the personalities of monsters and all that. But since the Water Priest was never really played, it's not really any loss. Neither of these creatures had too much field experience. I remember that I tried the Water Priest a whole lot of time ago, and I wasn't too happy with it. After my creatures cast a spell, they have a 7% chance to gain a random buff for each spell that has been cast by all creatures in the current battle. That sounds like something. So cast one of its spells for each spell that has been cast. Oh boy. If your creatures have cast 12 total of 12 or more spells in the current battle, your creatures are immune to debuffs. Carbuncles definitely look like something we could play with too. Dang, the Evoker has many options. This creature has 5% more intelligence for each spell that has been cast by all creatures. Well, Rajul, we're definitely gonna summon a new Water Priest. I am agreeing that this was no good combo on the Water Priest. I thank you for pointing that one out, because I might have overlooked that one. We're just gonna summon a fresh one. A fresh Water Priest. And, oh man, I don't have a new Amphisbane as chef, don't I? Well, mistakes have been made. Let's just forget about that. But this Carbuncle is just too attractive for this whole combo. Like, I'm really considering to merge that into the Water Priest, because this will create a real powerhouse here. Wait a sec. Yeah, well... I did deposit something I didn't want to deposit right now. Dang. I feel like I... Isn't there something I just summoned besides that? Whatever, we're going to leave that priest in here and leave those two with us. Okay, Carbuncles. Basically all their skills are just awesome for our team here. 50% more potent and no longer consume charges. Now that's a way to deal with that problem. For each spell that has been cast. So this would even create a auto attack opportunity. Okay, this one is not that good after this creature takes damage. The Emerald Carbuncle is not that interesting. This one is really cool, but that's also not vital to the strategy. Buffs are just not that vital. But the no more charge, very keen on that. But for now, I'd say we're going to keep this one, because that's just too good. Let's see if I can find a better fuse into the priest, but I highly doubt it at this point. But nevertheless, I didn't feel like any of these carbuncles are really a must-have. This is an option to go on no charges, but it's not what I want to have. I just keep it in mind that carbuncles were an option, as were banshees. Let's keep going. I see it coming that I will be picking around a little bit longer than usual. Creature can't cast spells manually, and... Ooh, okay. We can share spells with that. This one triggers spells while attacking. Your creatures have 5% more. Well, that's actually not much. Not much buffing. Quite complicated to set up and not much buffing. Well, I'm not too happy with those. Now that one is a nice one though. Can casts... Creature provokes, it casts one of its spells that can target all enemy creatures. Okay. Definitely an option too. The Cerberus setup would be more passive casting. The Clutchers are something else. Cockatrice. Oh, these were way too random. Stat stuff. Sealing enemy gems. Shells and barriers and stuff. Demigods, always some weird stuff going on, but let's see if there's some weird stuff which is good for us. Creatures have... Okay, no.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks for the follow. Not Subradodo, or however you want to pronounce that. You're very welcome here, man. Creatures deals... No. No. Diabolic Buta. Okay. It's a new one. Jinn. Now that sounds like something. The apocalypses, they are all about dragging the fight into longer periods. So after this creature manually casts a spell, it casts 2 random spells that belong to the same class. Provokes, it deals damage to enemies equal to 5% of its intelligence. Provokes, casts barrage. Spell gem is missing. So this sounds like a good thing. After my creatures manually cast a spell, this creature deals damage to all enemies equal to its intelligence. I like that. I definitely like that as a background noise in my combo. I want to play with that. So, where were we? Jin? Yeah, here. The trade felt like that. The trade definitely felt like that. I was looking at it and it was like, triggers whenever I cast a spell. Sounds like a great choice. Deals 5% chance, defends... Artifact spell slots activate. Well, that's all too specific for my beginner tastes here. Dragons... After an enemy casts a spell, reduces all enemies' intelligence. Well, generally, Razul, I want to try to keep my team combos in a way that they want to win as fast as possible. I mean, there is always a good idea in having a backbone, but, well, let's see how I can do that. I'll keep that option in the back of my head. After my creatures gain a buff, no. Buffs, 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 buffs. Buffs, more buffs. Burning, 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 burning. Burns, burns, burns. Well, the mending one. We definitely need to think about some sort of sustain though, because my perk set doesn't have any options there. So this Forsaken stuff, Gargantuan's HP stuff. After my creatures cast a chaos spell. After this creature can't manually cast a spell. Neat. Dryads for the Spellweaver. I was only looking at the description of the Spellweaver today, and I felt like the Evoker was a good choice for me as somebody who's only playing buff or attack combos the whole time. And I felt like Evoker was something to get into more easily than into the Spellweaver, for example. I was looking at that specialization as well. Ghouls. No giant. Let's see what it can bring up. When this creature casts a spell, 50% of its current health is added to its intelligence to determine. Nah. It was good until I read to determine. So, golems, golems, golems. Well, the Reaver, I tried it and it really felt bad. Honestly, it really felt bad. Way too slow and sluggish. But I noticed that there are also spells which increase the battle fatigue even more. And I felt like maybe I should have used that more. I noticed that way too late. I think I didn't even have all the spells unlocked back when I tried out the Reaver, and it didn't leave a good impression on me. But I think it was my lousy build there. My Grimoire creatures share copies of their first equipped spell gems with each other. Ooh. When an enemy manually casts a spell, well, have a chance to fizzle. My Grimoires attack spell counter. Well, nah. Rather take the carbuncle effect to create a permanent cycle of charges. Although everybody starting with Arcane is a good thing too. Let's see. See you later, Cognito. Thanks for staying. Since I'm not usually playing with spells, I have to check out creatures a little bit more thoroughly than usual. So the Imlers, let's just skip that. Imps. Creatures spell gems. Have a 50% chance to cast one more time. Well... This sounds like something I should take. But it also sounds like a minor buff. Can it trigger another cascade? That's the question I have. Having the first spell free on each creature, then considering that they will be echoed at least twice. Well, I do already own one of these grimoires if I want to go down that route, Rajul. I actually have a similar thought, but I want to check out if there's anything I can do more easily with that class. But there's a high chance of relying on that Arcane Grimoire at the end of the day again, because it's a really strong thing to go for. So, well, the Imp Incarnate... I don't think I should take that one. Your creatures cast a damaging nature spell if your creatures contribute. Okay, fun. My nature spells cast one additional time. That would be an option to specialize into nature spell casting. Which is interesting, but not sure if I want to do that. Well, the idea I would have would be to weave the Grimoire into the Carbuncle, because I think if every creature in my roster has Arcane from the get-go, I'm pretty sure they will trigger 7 spell casts before they run out of Arcane, and then everything will be free. I think that should be a pretty good idea. So, you know what? We're just going to do that. The idea is just way too good, because I think that will solve my whole charge issue. And it even increases the potency, so the combo is just a no-brainer, basically. Yeah, we'll take that. There's no doubt about that one. I've seen enough about the selections to know that this is one of the best things I can go for. At least I believe that now. Let's not falter. There's too many details left and right everywhere. Liches. I want to check out Liches. My creature's death spells cost health and they don't consume charges. Well, to start a battle, this creature gains Conquest, War, Death, and Famine. Minions don't consume charges. Death spells. Well, this is the only one which I am considering as a useful thing, but I don't feel like it's that much of a massive trait. The Leper with the Corpse Explosion. Well, the Corpse Explosion one would need me to apply debuffs, and I don't know if I will do that. I'm looking for traits which are exclusively based around enhancing my spell cascade behavior. It's only I think we're talking about the... Oh, there's one for that as well. I was always using the... Which one was it? I thought there was one that made explosions for each buff. Am I wrong about that? Well, whatever. Definitely an option, but... Salamanders, we're going to get towards there. An option, but I don't see it as a massive option. I see it in a similar tier like the Shadowcaster here. Manticores. After this creature casts a single target spell on an enemy, it also attacks that enemy 2 times. Masochist. Mimic. Well, definitely always a thing you might want to go for. Mites. A Mogwai. Mummies. I don't think that there's anything interesting there. Occultists. After my creatures cast a sorcery spell, this creature afflicts 3 random enemies with a debuff. My creature's intelligence cannot be reduced. Well, considering how reliant my whole combo will be on that, a stat, it might be an option. After this creature casts a sorcery spell, well, it's not going to be an issue here. My creature's spell gems deal 30%. Yes. Yes, just give me that. We need that. And now it's time to fuse. Alright, let's see what we are going to fuse with another. So I think I'm going to fuse these guys. Pretty sure that I won't be regretting that. But let's check out what's going to be a fuse. Another after creatures. Deals damage to all enemies. Everybody starts with Arcane. And, well, let's just fuse these two together. They even have the same stats. Yeah, let's do that. That feels like a good idea. Now, first the Grimoire and then the Carbuncle. Here we go. That fusion will be good. Let's see, my creature's spell gems deal more damage for each time. That's a generalist one too. And this guy would benefit of a massive intelligence as well. So, well, let's think about that for a moment longer and get back to the selection. But that occultist was just too good. My creatures have 7% more intelligence for each sorcery spell gem. They're too focused on sorcery. After my creatures manually cast a spell. Well, neat, but no. After my creatures cast a sorcery spell, they gain intelligence. That's a probably thing. That's a probably thing. I don't know if I will use that much sorcery in the end. Let's see what the salamander is going to bring. Phoenixes. Arcane Pillwiz. No. Pillwizes are all about bleeding damage. Pitworms. Pit Raves. No. Plague Doctors. Priests. Raven Acolyte. Your creatures have more intelligence. That's a neat one. Good. Also not worth. Cast a spell. Speed is added to there. No. Okay. No thanks to the Ravens. Reapers. Rift Dancers. Salamanders. At the start of each battle, your creatures each... Yes. That's pretty good, but I don't know. It's only one spellcast. I was, for a moment I thought it would trigger on every gem, but... Okay. Before my other creatures die, they cast a spell. When your creatures take damage... When your creatures cast a spell, they have a 50% chance to cast it one additional time. When my creatures defend or provoke, they cast one of their spells at random. Oh yeah. When my creatures cast a spell due to a Salamander trait, they cast another of their spells at random. Okay. It's each one, yeah? Well, definitely gonna return to that one, but we're only... Before we make decisions here, I still need something for sustains. Yeah, me too. I do read it like that too, Hierin. Which makes it quite cool, but I think the other one, which provokes more chain costs, is way stronger than that. So, Seraphs, Shapeshifters, Synths, Siren. The Siren is one I want to bring up for my Witch Doctor. I bought that from a god shrine. Slimes, Smiths. The Smiths. Well, always a good addition there. Always a good addition. Soul Slayers, Sparktails, Spectres, Spirits. Spirits are featuring quite a lot of healing skills there. But nothing we could use here. Well, I guess I should just use healing spells after all. I do have options for that. It has a chance to cast Volcano. Boring. Still might want to think about the Vivifier, but no, I don't think I need that. So, from what I've seen so far, the Banshees look really attractive there. Ooh, now let's check out the Wolves. Okay, now we're talking business. These doggies are also quite interesting. Stat manipulating have a chance to be cast automatically. Damaging. Stat manipulators. Damaging. So I can do... Hi Vinmon and welcome! So... The most problematic thing here is that we have to... that there are too many things out there and not enough slots to get them all into my possession. Okay, now I know what I want to have, and let's see. We're definitely going to combine the Carbuncle and the Water Priest with each other, because I really think that's something I won't regret at all. Let's see, the Ruby Carbuncle is defense, and the Water Priest is also defense. Well, I do like that, because I considered them as a tank for this formation. So now we got two things ruled out. We got the spellcasting, the charge issue, and we got self buffs for every spellcast, and whenever this guy gets a turn, he's going to buff everybody. And now we got this guy who will deal damage to intelligence and damage to everybody according to his intelligence. And my creatures' spell gems deal 30% for each time they have been cast in the current battle. So let's see what we can bring up to buff that up. I think there was There was an imp I wanted to check out again. There was an imp. So my creatures, your creature's spell gems have a 50% chance to be cast one additional time. I'll combine that with that freaky salamander. This will be another support character for the formation. And then we're going to bring out the cannons. But with this whole formation being all about cycling up like that, I feel like combining... Wait a sec. This trait does not stack. Limitless. Is this one called Limitless as well? No. The game discussion channel is exactly for that, Hyorin. I think. What do you mean with stream? Or... But it should be okay. The gaming channel is the new fusion of all topics together. So I now wonder if these work together or not. But I think the statement is that I can combine 2 times Limitless to it with each other, but I would say it should work. It should work. These two should work. I hope. It's hard to tell, though. You could read it either way, you know? That's the issue behind it. So the Salamander, and where's the Imp? The Imp is on attack focus, and the Salamander is on speed focus. I'll take the speed focus over the other one. Yeah, Rajul, I'm reading it as well, like that as well. Like these might be doing the same thing, but oh no, look at that! They even have a very different wording on each other. Yeah, these definitely work together. So, because these are 2 different effects. Boom! Oh my god. We're gonna have a lot of chances to cast stuff. Alright, now, after that's all done, we need to find some damage dealers. So, let's check out the Banshees one more time. Well... no, they just gain spells. That's boring. It's not what I want to have. So let's check out the Carbuncles one more time. After my creatures cast a spell, they have a chance to gain a random buff. Well... immunity to debuffs is very strong, and this guy here definitely seems to bring that one up the table quite cheap. I like that. Now let's fuse the Spellbinder and this Carbuncle together. And then we have all the backline we could wish for. So the Djinn Pyromancer now needs something to give him some company, or ideally some intelligence buff per turn, or per action, or something like that. Let's see what we can do. Who had these autocast thingies again? So the water salamander would make things quite lazy, but I need to manually cast things, so I don't really want to. So I'll give these a pass after all. I have too many things that stack up with manual casts. I don't want to mess up that combo. And I only have a few, an almost infinite amount of combinations. Yes, absolutely. That's why it's so much fun. And there are a lot of game-breaking combos. So at the start of each ally's turn, this creature deals damage to a random enemy. Also quite nice, but not a fan. Ophens. Occultists. Oh yeah. Yeah, and the special monsters, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going on in that game. After my creatures manually cast a spell, this creature casts a magic missile on a random enemy. I think that's a thing I want to take. Let's see. Charges are not interesting. But let's see. I want to focus a little bit into sorcery spells. I might even color them into sorcery. Let's see who has still trade slots open. Yeah. Let's fuse that into the Pyromancer. I like the idea. Defense and speed, and this one has defense and speed. Ah, they are a fitting match. Let's check out how the colors are otherwise. The other way around. Oh, that's better. It's definitely better. I like that one. Okay, and hi, Cerno. Well, nice to see you too. So I'm going to bring up the Topaz Carbuncle as well, because this formation needs a attack solution just in case that the enemies happen to be immune against spells due to whatever reasons. And this creature is a perfect solution for that problem. And to make things even easier, well, no. I'm tempted to bring up the Unicorn, which converts the attack damage of that critter into healing for everybody, to have a very easy... You might want to counter getting silenced. My creatures can't be silenced due to the Evoker perk. That's not gonna happen. The only thing I want to consider is if my intelligence can't be reduced. I was considering that trade. Let's see what kind of... I mean, this one is quite an option. It would solve the whole sustain issue, and I wouldn't need to slot any gems into sustain. So definitely an idea. Well, or this one, also very tasty. Yeah, the trend mending is also quite a nice option, I know. Oh, we're going to roll with the Stormbringer. My god, this is this fuses the Carbuncle into a real powerhouse. So the Topaz Carbuncle features a lot of health. That's good, exactly what we need. And it buffs up people's intelligence and attack. So it's not only a damage dealer, but also a supporter. Okay, now we have tons of slots, and it's going to be quite a crazy trip now. So, well, this critter is more about dishing out, well, okay, the Valkyrie Scout. Hey Ash, welcome, that's no problem. I got a pretty lengthy story about the Valkyrie Scout, but that would be leading us away here right now. So I want to check out what kind of artifacts we want to have. So this guy will be my only attacker, so let's unequip the artifacts to get started, or, well, no, we're just going to forge new artifacts for everybody. We're filthy rich, I think. So let's convert a few crystals into brimstone to truly turn ourselves more filthy rich. And let's get started. Wait a sec. Who was the guy with... Alright, this one is dealing damage to everybody according to his intelligence, so he will need a artifact which is all about intelligence. Let's see, do I have a spare piece which can be forged for him or her? Well, no, I only have written staves. Okay, so we're going to create a new staff, because that's just what we need. Boom. Upgrade that until it's a fine new thing. Because this time I want to craft a little bit more thoroughly than the last few times, and I already noticed that. I want to convert more stuff into brimstone, because I already noticed that my brimstone won't be sufficient here. Won't suffice there. 500k. Well, the thing is also with the Valkyrie Scout, now that we're talking about it. Hey Pop, hi there. If your enemies have any reaction which triggers on getting attacked, it can trigger into a nightmare of cascade counterattacks. So basically, I killed myself several times with that. The Valkyrie Scout is best dished out when you are running a spec which is about focused into damage reflection and tanking. There are specs running with that. We can play that another day too. But in the early phase of the game, Rajul, I loved those traits too, and they work really good when you are below the, well, let's say as long as in the area where you haven't finished out the main storyline. That's a very powerful combo, but later down the road it grows less and less efficient. Alright, so we will upgrade that staff now quite bluntly with socketing was the thing I wanted to do, with just flat intelligence, because this guy will deal damage according to his intelligence to everybody, so he should have a lot of intelligence to begin with. So let's see what we can socket here to increase that. Is there anything like gain intelligence on damage? I don't think so. So what kind of arcane on damage? Well, arcane is not really necessary, because after 7 spellcasts we're just done with spending charges. I don't want to go down that way, actually. I think just well, we could go for mending on damage, because mending is always a nice thing to have, and probably Probably rebirth on damage. That's something I always like. But let's see. Dodge chance. Dodge chance is a good one. So now we have also trade slots open, but I want to avoid that topic until the very end. So now spell slot, also not that important, and nether slot, well, I'll leave those open for later because these are decisions which are not that easy to take from the get-go. And I don't want to be sad about any decisions there, or just plain spell potency. Well, I want to keep this guy alive as long as possible because he has that trait to deal damage to every enemy whenever spells get cast. So I want to make sure that he stays alive as long as possible and stacks up intelligence. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. Now, we need to craft ourselves a sword. I think swords, I should have blank ones, which we can use. Yeah, lots of them. Let's take that one. Alright, let's socket something into that sword. Now, that guy is attacking, and his, wait a second. His intelligence was, no, his attacks were, how did it work again? This creature's attacks deal 5% more damage for each spell. Okay. So, I'd say we're going to socket a more defensive sword for this dude. So, let's go for attack and defense, attack and health. It's always a difficult choice here. Let's go for health and defense, or, well... That's a difficult one, but since this is going to be a offensive unit, I'm going to go for attack. And I want something like... barrier on damage. I want to have that. And... critical chance. Well... let's go for a critical chance, why not? Okay. Now, for these guys, let's see what we're going to use. Here. So we want to have this guy actually acting as early as possible. And beyond that, it seems like we should be just fine with equipping whatever spells we seem to deem fine. Wow, that's crazy. So, let's see what kind of artifacts I can already use, because it's just very plain. Just wanted to have certain things for these two guys because they were quite special. So it seems like we need another staff here, and that's going to be fun. But it's also going to take quite some time to just get all these things into my possession too. Or all the gems into my possession that I want to have to make this a worthwhile combo. Now, let's just go for spell potency and... let's see. Spell gem slots would be something cool for this combo as well, so let's take it for now. And then we could use the trade slots as well, but I don't want to wait too long until I do something with these guys, because let's just start out with something very basic. Let's just give everybody a planet spell and check out how it works, because I really have a hard time imagining how this whole combo is supposed to work, so I want to give it a go here. So we're also going to install resurrection spells, a couple of them, maybe some Cyclone Strike as well. Just install whatever spells I have right now. Steel Storm, why not? This will be bad, but I need to try it because I noticed now that I have not enough ideas how this whole how this whole thing will work in the end. So, wow, we have so many spells. So cast. Yeah, we'll have to craft a ton of spell gems. This guy will be the only one who will be attacking. But I want to try out how the things are working out before I specialize deeper. And now it's time for tea and a toilet break. Gonna be right back. Hey there, everybody. Yeah, there are so many good spells we could go for. I just want to get a feel about what we're playing right now. So, did I level up those guys? Yes, we did. Okay. We're definitely not gonna go for a nether boss right from the bat. But let's see. So, first creature dies, and let's cast a spell. And it gets cast a incredible amount of times, and then we have the same situation again, but it doesn't deal too much damage. For some reason, the frontliners don't get damage at all. It's interesting. Alright, that wasn't a success at all. Let's try that one more time to get a more, closer look at the problem. Yeah, give me those nemesises, that's pretty good. So we get a sealed spellbook. Alright, for some reason these guys were super tanky. Yeah, no problem whatsoever now. Okay, so the real issue begins when we're not one-shotting enemies. Got it. So, Riddle Dwarves, Desecrate, sounds like death magic. Vulcanar, Great Pandemonium. Alright, see you soon, Cerno. Thanks for hanging around. So... I really think the carbuncle is, the last carbuncle, the attack carbuncle is something I should replace. Yeah, the vote trait is pretty sick, that's true. Alright, so... We do nuke things away in a astonishing time, in a astonishing quick way. So we now need to bolster up our spellbooks in a way that we can weather more complicated situations. Tenebrous. I think it was Bastion of the Void. Hooray! Yeah, this team is not really resilient right now. But this can be fixed. Quite easily, actually, because there's a spell for everything. You know? And since my spells are all empowered, we can do the craziest of shenanigans. So we can go for... Let's take something which does make us a little bit tanky, team-wise. Basically, we can just craft every gem 6 times and spread it into the team. I think that's the easiest way to do it, because this way we always have what we need in our pocket. Snowstorm. Let me see. Well, I'm looking for something quite specific right now. Repelling? That's not quite good. Yeah, exactly, Hjorn. That's something I'm looking for right now, too. I was hoping that nature would give me some options here. My creatures recover a small amount of health and gain a small amount of attack, intelligence, defense, and speed. Well, with chain casting, this is a interesting option, after all. Well, so many spells to pick from. Awesome. So... there was nothing AoE-wise for defense increase here. So let's check out light magic for light. Maybe we find something there. Your creatures gain a large amount of defense. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to have. So let's create a couple of those. Let's say 3 of them. Because I really feel like that could be a lot of fun to play around with. There we go. Let's keep going. This could be the one character class which makes spellcasting actually fun, or a lot of spells actually usable. Stellar Flare. No. Stasis Sword. No. Blood Mage, yeah, it sounds like fun too. Well, if my spells don't use charges anymore, I have to try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, if my spells don't need charges anymore, this is a never-ending resurrection. Sounds nuts, but it shouldn't work. But I need to try it. Nevertheless, it is an option to get ourselves a second life. Star Pact is quite good. Well, damage wasn't really the problem. I feel like I want to have some other options. Let's check out Star Pact though. Well, it needs buffs to really shine. I wonder what that will bring. I need a couple of resurrections too though. So, this guy already has one. I really want to have resurrection options on basically everybody, because that's just a way to put up a Requiem and a resurrection on that guy with the many slots. I'm looking for AoE debuffs right now. Stat shreds. That's why I went for the one that buffs my defense and removes the enemy defense. Stuff like that. Well, Frozen is just messing around with your turn order. Or am I forgetting something? I never considered that as such a powerful thing. Well, I thought it was putting you at the bottom of the timeline. I mean, if that's skipping a turn, I never thought about it like that, but you're most likely right. So, all creatures are resurrected now. My creatures gain a large amount of defense and maximum health. Oh, yes, please. That sounds like stuff I want to have. Now let's check it out. Status facts. Frozen. No, that's here. Unable to act until they thaw. Alright. Totally misread that. Thanks for giving me a pointer on that. I see. Nah, I was looking it up myself. Thanks. It's always good to correct my faults, friends. So, determination, we already got that. So, I'd say we'll now need some intelligence buffers. Death magic, well, I don't think that death magic will have intelligence buffs. Let's check out sorcery. Sorcery is something I should use as much as possible, actually. I got this trait which benefits from sorcery spellcasts. Steel Storm, of course, but that's not really the important thing. Let's see if we have something which buffs our intelligence stat in some way. My creatures gain a large amount morph sorcery, I see. Well, possibly. Yeah, I had some... sometimes I have enemies that do the whole lock-up situation quite good. But I never considered it as a strategy I wanted to go after, honestly. Maybe I'm underestimating it, it's totally possible. So... so far, there's not really anything too tasty showing up here. So, I like the Black Eyes one. Let's try that. Let's get ourselves 2 copies of that. So let's check out Chaos Magic next. Enemies take a lot of and lose a large amount of defense. Yeah, let's add a couple of acid rains as well. I mean, basically, there's the more the merrier policy in my team here. Target creature's attack is set equal to its intelligence. Okay. A firewall, and that's one with defense as well. I really want to try and stack up spells that are buffing defense bit by bit. This one might be quite a nice way of making myself even tankier in the long run. So... where were we? Don't want to buff up these stats. Planets, we already got that one. Savage Roar. Still looking for something which buffs up my creature's intelligence. There has to be something. So I don't think that death magic will have too many things that I want to have, but maybe I'm wrong. Rapture. Enemies take a massive amount of damage and ooh. There is actually a death AoE nuke. I didn't know that. Caster steals a small amount of intelligence from all enemies. Well, it's the best we found so far. Summons. I don't want to go down summons. Alright. Let's see. The one thing I didn't go for were real healing spells, though. So let's do a few of those as well. Like Benediction. My creatures recover a massive amount of health. 3... Spread 4 of those. Let's see if we can find something we want here as well. Protection. Well, let's just try it like that. I mean, it was enough preparation right now. Let's try how good we will fare now with what we got right now. So this was the creature with... Yes, so I want to have the Soul Harvest spell on him. Here we go. So there's still a ton of stuff to improve, but let's check out how well it will work this time. Alright. So we have a ton of options now, compared to the first time. Wow, okay. So the sacrifice to the light gems make us quite resilient against the initial burst, and it's dealing that much damage. Let's see. Pyromaniac. What's that? I need to check out what's I think that's this guy. Yes. Okay, that's just the consequence of a simple spell cast here. Nice. Alright. I do like what's going on here. Looks like we're in for a treat now. The sacrifice to the light thingy is quite bonkers, because it does give us 3 resurrects at the beginning of a fight. That's pretty insane. I like that. Okay. So activate the Haunted Chest, and I think we're ready to go and try some progression with this build. I mean, I'm far from being done with the whole preparation process here, but we're at a good start here. This looks like a formation which has quite deep pockets, so I need to find challenges now, so it's time to face another boss. Let's try it. Well, I'm quite surprised about the damage increase, but then I realized that my perks are working like that. I mean, we deal more damage for each non-ethereal spell jam that is not belonging to the class. So, of course it wasn't working when I haven't attached enough spell jams on my formation. Basically, there's insane amounts of untapped potential right now there. Especially we have damage reduction, like, crazy due to that now. So should definitely just fill these spell slots randomly with spells just to get those bonuses. Yeah, we're just at the beginning of a wonderful relationship. I mean, I was looking for a class to focus deeper into. Haven't figured out which one it would be, but the Evoker looks like one that could be quite tempting to spec deeper into because of its massive versatility. There we go. So let's head back to town one more time and check out what we can do. Sealed gems. I really need to check out what kind of traits I can socket into my weapons here. So, let's see. That sword is definitely not gonna stay, because I'm not sure that the carbuncle will stay. So, let's, I'm gonna be right back with the cam in a moment. Let's see what kind of trait we can bring in here. This is my damage dealer, dude. We're fiddling around now with. So, don't I have that one already on him? No, I have that on the Water Priest, so I could attach that to my Jinn Pyromancer as well. That sounds slick. I think I'll do that. Honestly, there's not much doubt about this being an insanely good combo on this dude who deals damage according to his intelligence to everybody whenever I cast a spell manually. It's pretty much a no-brainer, honestly. So, let's see. Let's see what kind of trait we want to have for the Grimoire. I mean, I got a lot of traits, trait items by now. Man, there's a lot to choose from by now. Also, I usually don't go into these options that deep, but this time I want to. This time I want to. I mean, a lot of these are just the mastery tokens, so After an enemy casts a spell, no. Devotion, Diabolic Hordes. This creature deals 200% more damage. No. Some stat preserver or something like that would be really cool. Alright, at the start of this creature's turn it reduces the enemy's intelligence. It's not that important to debuff the enemy's intelligence, honestly. But it's quite cool considering how high I will stack intelligence on my critters. After an enemy dies, this creature casts a corpse explosion. I got that as a equipable thing. Neat. Ooh, we can't stack up insane max health with that, but I'm not interested with on that one. No. Oh, wait a sec. We're going to take that Hotspur one, and I'm going to attach it to this one, the Thunder Salamanders one. Let's take that. Ooh, yeah. So let's try that. This should be already fun as heck. I don't want to over-optimize too much here, because we should be already stomping like crazy. Yeah, or just casting spells like... I think I will now enter most fights without even pressing a button and winning them with that trait now. Such shenanigans. I think I have found a build which I like. I love it how this game hooks me on pretty much every spec. So we cast planets. Boom. The most powerful thing about this trait is that it procs at the beginning of the battle, which means it instantaneously nukes enemies without us doing anything. And also, I'm pretty sure we have now no more costs on any spells, because I'm pretty sure we have cast more than 7 spells at this point. So, sure has some good sides on it, so let's cast some black ice. And some planets right away. Okay, I'm having fun. This is probably one of the strongest combos I've set up so far. I think that quite often, but the Evoker's flexibility is insane. That's something I noticed from the get-go, and now just casting some of my spells just at the beginning of the fight for free. It's just insane. Oh, so the enemy can act on us. And now we cast the sacrifice to the light thingy, and yeah, this is such a good thing to go for. Seriously, that helps us a ton. Hi, bye. yeah. That's but that's some quality I like to see. But we're not eviscerating them every time from the get-go like that, but, well, often enough. I like that. This is just the lazy boy build I was dreaming of. And now I can just spam other stuff on top of that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's see how good how well it fares against another boss. Deathwalker. So. Inherit the earth. All creatures always have scorned. This debuff switches back and forth with silence at the start of this creature's turn. So we really should see to make this fight last not too long. So let's cast some True Light here. Oh my god, the spell repetitions! Seriously. It's quite insane. It feels almost like a waste to resurrect somebody, but let's see. I want to check out. So we have 17k defense now, 21k, 22k intelligence. So oh good, it still lives. I wanted to check out the development. Jesus. Alright, that's really decent. Especially the combo with defense. I really like that. Because we can buff up ourselves like crazy with that. And still dish out tons of damage. Bam. Progression I wanted, progression I got. This is really cool. So I feel like it will take quite some time until I will encounter enemies which are able to scratch that. Oh, we're not going to go to a new realm. First, it's time to turn in the scratch card. We only have no arena fights, but 19k piety. Yum. That's good. Prospector cord. Okay. So, prophecies. What do we need to do? Hunt missions. So. Well, seriously? It sounds like a crappy thing to do. Let's just select something. Only doing it because the prophecy wants me to. Complete an assassination mission. So, let's see. Hey! That's the one. Let's get that as a trait thingy. It's the one Rajul was talking about. So... Nether Realms, Siralim, gain stat materials. Okay, so that's that. And now it's time to make some dirty progression. Seriously, that's amazing. I mean, sure, it would be more powerful if we had a guaranteed trigger on damaging things, but it's not really necessary after all. I like that. Ooh, 17% of the achievement points. Yeah, I'll keep the Evoker. I really understand now why people were recommending it that much to me. Because it's really a quite lazy and nice way to get things going. And if I would want to go for pure laziness while farming, I could just install just AoE damage gems into every critter, but well, we don't need to do that. When we want to have survivability, I think it's better to have a wide array of spells available, because situations like these sure are quite scary. So, but we're weaponizing our resurrections quite hard. Like that. So this should make progression grinding to a easy chore. Wow. Didn't expect to see such an amazing result. So these guys are trolling me since I don't know how long. Sometimes I wonder, is there even a card in them? I wish there was a way to tell, because I kept summoning these monsters for I don't know how long now, and I haven't punched out a card out of them as of this very day. And, well, I find it hard to believe that these guys don't feature a card for me. The note on cards says every creature has a card. So, okay. Then I'm just the unluckiest man in the world. Because I don't know how many dozen of times I have already summoned these enemies without punching the card out of them. So, good that we had this talk. Oh man, I think I've fallen in love. This is such a wonderful, lazy way of winning fights. Even the harder ones. That's just amazing. And this extreme buffing due to repetitive spellcasts is just amazing. Like, we're not only stat buffing ourselves, the spells themselves grow stronger the more often they get cast. So whatever I try out, it's gonna be amazing. So this one will be definitely only part 1 of my Evoker career. I can already tell that I will pick up this one more often, because we haven't modded anything basically yet. So it's just a pretty bare bones skill, with pretty bare bones build with just some random skills attached, and it's already that much fun. Really enjoy how cool all these character classes are to play. Can't wait to revisit the Reaver at some point, and also I'm massively looking forward to trying out the Pyromancer. Feel like the Pyromancer will be a lot of fun as well. Pyromancer will be a ton of fun too. So where's the teleporter out of here? Did I already pass it? Oh yeah, a long time ago. I'm merrily farming my way into the opposite direction. Well, I do like to use the Divination Candle as a source to grind materials, because I always feel like you receive way more back resource-wise than it costs you to do 3 summons at the shrine, if that makes sense. Ooh man, these autocasts at the beginning of the fight are quite juicy. I might want to consider if I want to bring up more of those. Because this whole formation just runs crazy as soon as it has done some autocasts. Totally underestimated the value of that. Ghouls. My ghouls deal additional damage with attacks and spells equal to 15% of their speed for each ghoul fighting on your side. Crazy. There's the Windrunner spec, which features speed as a dominant stat. I wonder if ghouls and bats and such things wouldn't be a thing for these guys. Very happy to have you guys around tonight. It was such a long and stressful day for me, especially the evening. And then having lost the work of Wednesday due to the technical malfunction, well, I haven't prepared as much content as I wanted to prepare. Don't know. The whole day today was really feeling not too good. The realm instability has an effect on card drops. As far as I know, the realm instability influences pretty much everything. Which, after creatures are killed, this creature afflicts enemies with poison and burning. Okay. So, good night, man. Sleep well, and see you soon. Don't think that I'll stay forever myself today, but I still want to try out the stuff there. Ooh, the slot machine actually won me something. I almost never win something there. Alright. Well, at least my sea ice run made some good progress today. It might be getting done in the course of the next 2 weeks. Really looking forward to that one too. The triple class Goblet of Trials is really cool. Well, Ash, I thank you so much for that. This is, every lurk counts, you know. I'm still dreaming. Might be done. Victory condition is a spaceship, yeah. Alright, good night, Ash. The victory condition is building the spaceship, yeah. The hardest part will be now acquiring the AI core. Because, well, it's a frozen planet, and adventuring out on that planet is horrible, and you either get very lucky on a trader, or you have to do a special adventure and conquer a combat site to acquire it. Which is on a planet which has on its best days a temperature of minus 30 degrees Celsius. Pretty harsh task. Let's go deeper. I'm so happy that I finally got something which goes through the competition here like a knife through butter. That's really cool. Well, I did earn a couple of cards today, actually. Was quite happy to be a proud owner now of a second Waspid, so I am officially draining enemies' speed now. But beyond that, still sitting on singles everywhere. But that's okay. We have to start somewhere. Yeah, that Evoker is really cool. Very straightforward when you have the right traits, proper traits. And overall encourages you to use spell gems like crazy. I like that. Really like that. So, let's check out the master and get away from this realm. Let's do the bonus pockets. Alright. Come on, where's the master? I want to increase my masteries. I was wondering if this character could go for realm instabilities as well. Could be a quite interesting experience, but could also just burst my peeps down. Shadows. Oh yeah, these look new. So let's resurrect right away. I don't want any people dead in my formation. True light. My creatures, yeah, let's buff up our defenses. Do a little bit of a resurrection. Yeah, that carbuncle can be replaced with something else. The idea was cool, but the performance is lacking. I was expecting something like that between the lines, because it always happens. But we're really killing stuff without any problems. Toxic cyst. After my creatures with leeching take damage, they are healed. Okay, so basically 20% damage shaving. Neat. I love it so much when stuff just breaks down before the battle even starts. So I think it works. The trait works like every creature gets a 35% check on every single spell gem if it triggers, until one of them triggers, and then it gets to the next creature. That's how I understand the autocast trait by now. So you don't know which spell will be triggering on the creature, but you know that every spell has a chance to get triggered. That's at least what I think is happening. That's what it looks like for sure. Because if a early trigger is being achieved, it's always planets. And planets was the first spell I attached to the creatures. At the start of battle, your demigod's stats are averaged and then increased by 25%. Ooh. That sounds like something which could be quite useful. Alright, we got the mastery. Hooray! A chest room! Man, I love nether realms. They are always so fun. They are always so much fun. Still need the teleporter now. Sacrifice to the stars also pays off really well. Free resurrection chances. Who wouldn't say no to that? Who would say no to that? Or speaking is difficult. So I don't want to grind out monsters right now, because I want to do that off cam. The divination candle and me. We're going to have a fight for the cards. Now I want to shred down a few more nether bosses and get deeper while we're still streaming. But at least I didn't have to drop any streams this week. I'm quite happy about that. Gotta admit, today I was pretty close to dropping the stream though, because I don't know. Trying to bring your kid for 3 hours to bed is a quite strenuous task. Alright. Yeah, well, I keep streaming because I enjoy my time a lot here, and it's, unlike video recording, this is very, very stress-free most of the time. Because I keep choosing stuff I want to play, not so much have to follow certain formats like when I record series. Gotta admit, at times I don't have any interest in playing Sea Ice, or sometimes I don't want to play ACS that much. But then I still go for it and always enjoy my time in the end. But streaming is something else. Streaming is very chill. Whereas when I record for YouTube, I always try to keep a timeless stance. Like, I try to keep my everyday problems away from the stream. Yeah, from the recording, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's why it's more exhausting when the day was quite hard. Oh, that's so nice to hear, Vinman. Yeah. Well, these streams are quite successful on the YouTube. Well, ish, but they are among the most successful streams or uploads I do on YouTube, because it seems like there's not too much content being created for Siralim, so the people who like it come by quite often to watch these streams too. So, unicorn thingy. Let's see what trade it has. At the start of battle and at the start of your creature's turns, they gain a barrier that absorbs. Okay. Just barrier spread. Nothing. So, let's just do a little bit of a defense reduction. And increase my own defense at the same time. Then follow up with some black ice, spread some debuffs, and now benediction. Some heals, some planets, and I think we already won. Have some cyclone strike. Jeez. Siralim symbol. This creature has provoked at least one time this battle. Its spells can no longer consume charges. Cool. After a creature's gain a stat other than attack, they gain 50% of that stat as attack as well. Okay. There are so many fun combos to play in this game. I can't play this game so much as I see things that I want to try out. Dang it. So we did a hunt on the Colossal Giant. Bam. Cool, I guess. We need to do one more hunt. I think it's meant to be used on monsters like mimics or something like that. Let's see, can I do a hunt for a mimic? Is that something we can do? Yes. So that will be more useful after all, I think. So where's the Goblet of Trials at? Already 66% full. Man. This is good stuff. This is a really, really powerful and fun combo to play. And there's still so much optimization which I can do. spore plumes destroyed. What are spore plumes? Destroy the Nignogs. And how does a Nignog look like? You'll notice it when you squish it. Okay. Can't wait for the next update to hit town. I already read the news that the dev wants to optimize the realms of the gods a little bit more, like making them more interactive and give them more interactables. Also make some interactables trigger automatically. Ah, these red thingies are spore plumes. So, really looking forward to that one. So probably want to add in that spell which adds mending after all. Sunhammer. After this creature attacks, it recovers 70%, 75% health. Okay. Oh yeah, there's also the Vulps. I think they had automatic spell casts as well. Oh my god. Too many things. Too many cool things. What is the difference between this Siralim and the three others? Well, basically Siralim Ultimate is the most updated version of the game, which plays the smoothest. I mean, I only have played Siralim 3 and I would never touch Siralim 3 again, because there are just way too many improvements compared to the predecessor. So you really notice that this dev is just putting his lifeblood into this whole Siralim franchise, and Siralim Ultimate is just like all the other games before and like the quintessence of these. I really enjoy the work of this person a lot. That's why I'm showcasing this game so much, because I really feel like it deserves way more attention. Not only because of the crazy deep options it has, but also because these crazy deep options work. Like, almost all of them work to some degree, which is quite amazing, because I see so many games that are trying to pull similar feats off, but then stuff only works from the outside, and when you start playing it, you're noticing like, yeah, there's like 35 different classes in the game, but in the end I will always return to classes 3 and 4 because they are just the most powerful ones and were the most fun ones. That's not really happening here, and that's really impressive, to say the least. I mean, it looks like the game is super easy at that point, but if you would go into these levels without an optimized, a somewhat optimized team, you would be squished rather quickly. Was playing my astrologer today a lot, and his combo is not that optimized, and I really had a lot of trouble filling the goblet with that class. So. Well, but it's also time for me to slowly head for the bed. I'd say I'll fill the goblet with the Evoker, and then I'm going to head off to sleep. And let's see. I think I'm going to progress a little bit more with that dude off camera, because it really seems like a very slick choice. And now I invested a lot of materials into this one as well. Well, mission accomplished, Rizzo. Welcome. Welcome to the Siralim fans. Well, good indie games are worth promoting, in my opinion. Because to me, more and more, it seems like the big companies are featuring less and less quality products. Well, that's nice to hear, and it's also like there's for every taste a strategy, and that's what I like about this game a lot. Whatever kind of play style you like, you will find stuff which is working out for you. I'm personally an absolute fan of diversity and trying out different things before nailing myself down on something specific. So that's why I like this game a lot too, because the specializations are really cool. For example, Vinmanen, the specializations were not implemented like they are right now in Siralim 3. Siralim 3 had also character classes, but they weren't as, well, impactful on your playstyle as they are now here. Because basically the specialization defines the way you play your character here. It's pretty much like that. Oh, come on, where's the last slate? I hate it when they do that. Stop hiding the objectives from me. But there are still so many things that I want to try out. That's just... Still want to go for the cleric at least one time, because I love all these white magic buff teams in general. They're totally my style. I always loved that kind of walking fortress play style, which will ultimately always win given enough time. And I don't see this that much with this sorcery combo here, but at the same time I think it's a very strong combo after all. I mean, so far there was really nothing that was threatening to stop us here at any point. So far I'm quite happy with the outcome. Well, you should check out the Reaver class in the long run, because that's basically what the basically the quintessence of don't die and keep getting stronger each and every turn. That's just what Reavers do. But there are so many cool strategies to strive for. It's really hard to decide for anything. The siege thingy, yeah. I stumbled over that today. That was damage reflection, wasn't it? Defending and damage reflection. Was wondering if that one got a rename, but maybe I just didn't remember it. Turtle chain reaction nuke build. The one you posted in the Discord? Because that looked like a pretty convenient build as well. I love convenient builds. I mean, I didn't expect to go down with such an effective combo today. But I do notice that I am growing more and more practiced to building stuff in this game. Like, I noticed that the quality of my old builds were a lot less powerful compared to what I do right now. Another Sun Hammer, okay. So I think I didn't face a master here yet, did I? I can't remember. I'm sorry, Hyorin. Here's the master. I knew there was a master to be taken down. Sigil of a Raven. My ravens have 15% more intelligence and speed for each raven. Okay, cool. So, let's see. Was there already a teleporter? So, I thought the goblet would be already full, no? Do a stream on which you try and copy an early game build from a viewer. Well, we could try that. Depends on the amount of work it would be to recreate it, you know. So a slime master has crossed our path. Well, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be most likely underperforming compared to the amount of choices you have later down the road. That's just what I'm considering there. Alrighty, that's the last one. This is so comfy. Yeah. The thing is, a lot of creatures get unlocked only when you have unlocked certain depths, I think. I'm not sure how it really works, but... Well, we could go for something like that, sure. What kind of specialization is it, Rizru? Is it the Necromancer? Because if it would be the Necromancer, it would be really cool. Because I wanted to have a revisit on the Necromancer class. Because I started out with that one too. Anywho, we're going to... Oh yeah. We're going to catch up on that in the Discord, because now it's time for me to say goodnight. Thanks for hanging around, you all, and sleep well, and see you guys soon. That was a really cool stream for me. Bye bye, see you soon.